Right now, it's the Sports Bar Weekender with me, Majestic, and Rory Jennings, and we're going straight to the phone lines because I've got Mark, the Villa fans. How are we, Mark?
Hello, mate. You okay?
Not so bad. You weren't in the crowd waving at me earlier, was you? Oh, you was 2-1 up, was you?
I was trying, but you weren't looking.
I tell you what, the Villa fans were in full song tonight, weren't they? Brilliant.
Oh, mate, honestly, the atmosphere, the fans, the game. Honestly, we've got so much to be proud of right about now, which is just it's great. We've been through it all the last few years.
Yeah, listen, you have, mate. And like I said, I've got a lot of friends who are Villa, and, you know, coming from the Championship up to where you are now, as me and Rory both declared, you know, Villa's a huge club. And today, again, it showed with the fan base there.
I thought, my thing is, people don't appreciate that we are a big club. Like, and I know people think that, you know, a general Villa fan thinking, yeah, we're a big club, but we've got good history, we've played good football, and I think it's great now that we're back at the top where we belong.
Well, this is it. We were just discussing the FA Cup. I think both me and Rory love the FA Cup, yeah, because there's so much nostalgia attached to it. And, of course, the generation that me and Rory are, we were still in a generation where it was a whole day, the Saturday of the Cup. I still remember his team, 97 against Middlesbrough, 42 seconds, Di Matteo. I'm not even a Chelsea fan, but I remember it because it was such a big moment. Villa, the last time you won the FA Cup, 1957. Could this be the year?
Wow. And you know, my first ever season, I went to the Villa. We beat United 3-1, and I went to the Carling Cup final, and we beat Leeds.
I remember that.
And
Dwight York. Yeah.
That was the last time I remember Villa winning a cup. But it's just amazing to see that we're up there. Like Morgan Rogers said, he would love to win the FA Cup.
Yeah.
None of the Villa players have won a cup. So the fact that we're there, and we're up there and we're challenging, it's fantastic that we're there.
Well, you've got a player in that team that haunts Rory, of course, Tillemans from the FA Cup with Leicester, so he knows what it's like to win the FA Cup. I think that's what's going to really define Aston Villa's season this year for me. The way the trajectory of Villa so far is, if you can get some silverware this year, that's a real, you know, declaring that, you know, Villa, they're back.
100%. 100%.
And which
I think that's the big thing.
I think, Mark, the European trophy, the Europa League, I think that's another one you should be looking for. Potentially, Villa could do an FA Cup European double.
With Unai Emery at the helm, when you talk about Europe,
great manager,
top-tier manager, definitely on the borderline of elite, if not elite already. And his European record.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind, Aston Villa have a proud European record as well.
Yeah.
You know, what was it, 1982? Won it in Rotterdam, I think. Like the fact that Aston Villa are managed by a European heavyweight, there's no reason why you couldn't go all the way in that competition.
Agreed.
As well.
And I think that's what we need to aim for. At the end of the day, every Villa fan, every Villa player, we want to win a cup. And at the end of the day, like not Martin O'Neill, but, you know, Emery is like one of the people that can take us there. Like, he's a proper manager. He's running the club. The people that we're buying now, hopefully, for the future, we're building for the future. And I think people are taking Emery for granted in the fact that, you know, how he runs the club. Like, we're building something.
Do you know what, Mark? I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, Mark. I sat there earlier tonight, and you know, in our amazing stadium. It's an amazing stadium, right?
100%.
But you lot bring in the noise and the atmosphere, and we ain't really seen too much of an atmosphere over there at Spurs in recent times. But you lot did bring the noise tonight, and of course you had quite a big allocation. So the atmosphere was rocking tonight, which was great. And I was watching Villa, and I was like, a little bit jealous, Rory, because
it about beautifully. Both goals.
It reminded me of, you know, especially seeing like Morgan Rogers, who I'm a huge fan of, right? A couple of seasons ago, he's ripping up the Championship with Borough. It reminded me of when Dele Alli came from MK Dons, and all of a sudden he's being touted to go to Real Madrid. Villa in a great place. I think if you can back him in this window, is there anyone you think you particularly need to strengthen in any area?
Right. Well, to be fair, Matty Cash. I love Matty Cash, but I still think, and I think most Villa fans, we still need another right back, because like Arsenal, Matty Cash goes out, and we struggle a little bit in that area. And I think if we can strengthen a few little places, you know, I don't think any Villa fan believes that we can win the league, and that's not being stupid, yeah. But I think, you know, we all know that we've got an opportunity, but as long as we're up there and we've got a chance to challenge for people, like Man City, like Arsenal. We've done Arsenal. And I don't think the Arsenal game did us justice. And a lot of what the pundits say, that Arsenal come out and smashed us. The first half, we were head to toe with Arsenal. We had about 20 minutes where we all went a little bit ping-pong with the Arsenal game. But I don't think that really showed the justice of how that game went. You know, it's a bit of a random game, but at the end of the day, that we're joint second in the Premier League with Man City.
He's doing brilliant.
About 8 points behind Arsenal.
Mark, thank you so much. Safe journey home, my friend. That was Mark, the Villa fan. Very happy, and of course wants to see Silverware at his club. And I think, as I say,
It's coming.
yeah,
It's coming.
And
One way or the other, it's coming.
You look at Villa, right? You look at the FA Cup, the teams that they have to beat, they can beat all of them.
I agree. And also, you know, when you think about the players, so many of their team are capable of winning a cup. You know, generally a cup is won by a magic man, isn't it? There is somebody that drives a team to that like unforgettable moment at Wembley. Emery Buendia is that. Morgan Rogers is obviously
that was the repeat of in the league for Spurs. It was Buendia and Morgan Rogers again.
Yeah,
two magic moments. Yeah,
they're moment players, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're both capable of winning a trophy for Aston Villa, and I think it will come this year, one way or the other, by hook or by crook, whether it's domestically or in Europe. I do think they'll win silverware.
Yeah, I do think so as well. 03717 223344 is the number to call. Should we squeeze in a Spurs fan quickly? Let's get a Spurs fan on before we have a quick pause. I know how I feel after that game, but Lawrence joins us. Good evening, Lawrence.
Hello.
How are you feeling after that defeat?
First thing first, thank you for accepting my call. I'm a first-time caller, Spurs fan.
Well, you're very welcome, Lawrence. Thank you for supporting.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's absolutely been disappointing, to be honest. Absolutely disappointing Premier League performance, FA Cup performance, and we are meant to be a European champions. In May, we won a trophy, a major trophy, right? And I'll tell you what was special about that trophy. My dad passed away in the month of May, and that match, when we won that match, that particular match made my entire month, and I had to travel all the way to India to pay my last respect to my dad after that match.
Sorry for your loss, Lawrence.
And it's okay. I appreciate that. After that, what have we done? What actual thing have we done?
Well, first and foremost, Lawrence, we sacked the manager that brought us that trophy, and I was part of that brigade that thought, no, I'm done with Ange. So we've got to look at that, and we've got to take that on the chin and go, okay, cool. We thought that moving forward, he wasn't the right man. Let's go get the next right man. Thomas Frank comes in that moment in time, during that whole period of a transfer window. We then the chairman's now gone. We're a club at the moment that's all over the place, realistically.
We are literally all over the place, sir. That is so true. We are literally all over the place, and I don't know when are we going to be on track again, and how long is it going to take? What sort of players? What sort of tactics we're gonna have to look forward for? You know, if we want to do something in this game, we got to do something right. I don't know. I mean, it's been disappointing, honestly speaking. And I'm actually an HGV driver. Yeah, I drive for living. I drive for living.
Yeah.
The only way I can possibly listen to football is while I'm driving, because football, whenever Spurs are playing, they always play when I'm working, right? And when I listen to them on talkSPORT every time, and seeing them losing 5-1, 3-2, and this sort of games, and it's just frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to come back on track.
Lawrence is a great call. Thank you very much, Lawrence. There, he's raised a great point, and how he's feeling is how I walked out the stadium tonight, feeling of it's the same old thing. So, annoyingly, I must admit, Rory, the second half was a lot better. Xavi Simons, I thought, was fantastic in the second half. I love Polina. I don't understand. He should start every game, but you look at that and you just go, in fairness to Thomas Frank, we had 2 goals ruled offside as well. Like, I feel for Thomas Frank because not a lot's going right for him. You know, you don't get the rub of the green.
No, it's not going his way. It's not his lucky. Every day feels like it's not his lucky day.
Picking up an Arsenal cup and all that kind of stuff. Just, literally, he will wait tomorrow morning with like an Arsenal towel or something. Yeah. Like, it's not going his way.
I tell you what, mate, Tottenham, since the start of last season, I just saw the stat. Since the start of last season,
at home,
they have lost in total 37 times.
And I've seen most of it.
They have lost 37 games in 1.5 seasons.
and they wonder why fans are so angry. And like I don't know if you saw the scenes the other night, and it's boiling over. We saw the scenes at the end of the FA Cup game there with Pellegrini and Ollie Watkins and stuff. There's a lot of emotions running high, and I think when you're in that state, that hyper emotional state, that's the hardest time to fix things because there's no logic and there's no reasoning. So it's going to be interesting.